All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. I hope your day is going well. As usual, I'm back again to let you know what's currently happening with our players, Super Eagles, Coach Eric Chelle, and everything in between. But let's start with, the good news coming out from the Al Etihad women's team right now. Super Falcons talented defender Ashley Plumptre has extended a contract with the club. She signed a contract a few hours ago to keep her at the club until 2027, and it's really nice to see. She was very happy to have signed a contract, smile on her face, and all of that. And this just goes to show you how people that she's been, for the club, especially after coming back from injury. She's been rock solid. She's been very impressive, and the club decided to reward her with that new extended contract. It's going to keep her at the club till 2027, and we hope that she continues to power on strongly to help our club, and then hopefully she stays fit as well, so that later on this year, when the Super Falcons will be regrouping again to play some competitive games, she's going to be available to play, for the country. And then moving forward beyond that, we had a game go down yesterday involving Sevilla versus Barcelona. Of course, we have a number of Super Eagles players playing for Sevilla, but it was a night to forget for these guys, because Barcelona trashed them 4 goals to 1. Chidera Ejike making an appearance for his Sevilla side, coming in from the bench to play 27 minutes. But it was a terrible night for them. Of course, going into that game, I think we all expected it to go that way, to go Barcelona way, because Barcelona have been cruising a lot this year. They've been beating teams, not just 1 or 2-0, but they've been loading teams with goals. And Sevilla got a fair share yesterday. But aside from that, one interesting thing that happened was Victor Boniface actually traveling from Germany to watch that game live at the Sevilla stadium to link up with his friends, Chidera Ejike, his longtime friend, and then Akko Adams as well, who also plays for Sevilla. By the way, it was such a shame because Akko Adams couldn't make that appearance to play against Barcelona because he had an injury just a few days to the Barcelona game, so he was not available for that game. But all the same, he was smiling, very much on this picture that they took, and I'm wondering how you're obviously not going to smile this much when you just came out of a match against Barcelona, completely beaten to a pulp. But it is what it is. He has to smile because, of course, he's around his friends, and then they are able agents. By the way, Ata, who is the agent of these 3 players. So good to see, Boniface coming to visit his friends, and then sharing some good moments with them. But moving away from that, guys, we also have the likes of Emmanuel Dennis, who recently moved to Blackburn Rovers, make his first senior team appearance for Blackburn Rovers in the FA Cup tie against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Emmanuel played in the first half, but got substituted later in the second half. But unfortunately, they lost that game 2 goals to 0 at the hands of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Emmanuel, I'm sure, would have wanted a better result, and then probably would have wanted to score a goal by himself, because it's been a long time he actually played, in a competitive game such as this. Although he had made a prior appearance for Blackburn Rovers, but that was with the under 21s. But this appearance, in the FA Cup against Wolf was actually his first since I think April of 2024, which is almost 1 year ago. That he made a senior appearance. But of course, it's definitely a good thing, good positive, that you can take away from that. And his manager came out after the game and was full of praise for him, not just him, but also his teammates who also made an appearance for that game. So a great one for him. All we wish for him is to continue to to grow, develop from strength to strength, and then rediscover his mojo back in the day. Like we had seen him during the Watford spell, the first spell, at Watford, where he was uh, fantastic. And then moving forward beyond that one, let me give you some news concerning Coach Eric Chelle. And of course, we know he has already, brought together the 31-man list to be submitted to the NFF. But the coach is still very intense in terms of looking for talented players, whether or not they've made appearance for the Super Eagles. He is still looking to get the best players, especially the most informed players right now in the EPL, La Liga, Serie A, and all of that. And the man that he has reportedly had a conversation with is the Newcastle forward Jacob Murphy. Maybe some of you already know this before, but Jacob Murphy actually still qualifies to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria because of his father. His father is from Nigeria, and then his mom is from Ireland, but he was also born in England, so he still has a chance to play for either of Nigeria, Ireland, or England national team. But he's not that young. He's 29 years old. In fact, he's going to be 30 years old on the 24th of February this month. But the man is currently in form. He's hit the peak of his form, throughout his career, playing a lot for Newcastle United, helping them to to be in the form that they are currently. He's actually scored 4 goals this season, and then created up to 8 assists, which is incredible just in the English Premier League. And then he has all these good performances in other competition, EFL Cup, uh, you know Champions League and the likes. So that is what Eric Chelle is looking at right now, how to get Murphy to come play for Super Eagles of Nigeria. And the report is that while he was in the UK meeting with all of the other proper Super Eagles players, he had a conversation with Murphy, about the possibility of coming to represent the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But the details or whatever they said, in that conversation, hasn't really, you know, gone out to the media or to anyone. It's just something private right now. So we don't know whether he agreed to it or he wants to think about it or he said no. But the thing is, Eric Chelle met. So this could be one of the surprises that we might see, later on that Murphy, has decided to come play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And if that happens, it will not be the first. We've obviously had, some players in the past who decided to come play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria later on in their career. For example, the likes of Shola Amobi, arrived very late to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Actually made a few caps, I think up to 7 caps before finally retiring. So keep our fingers crossed. Lots of things could still happen. We could still see lots of talents being added for this March run of games that we have, in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers series 2026.